And we are about to go live on Creating Cultural Legacy, Take 13. Take 13 of Creating Cultural Legacy. Let's see if I am live. I don't see my little thing yet. So let me make sure I am live before I, let's see. You see that I am live. Okay, I pushed the button again. There we go. This is what happens when you have a lot of things on your computer. It says recording, but I do not see the live on Facebook yet. I do not see the live. Okay, why aren't we live? I probably have too many things open. Let's press it one more time. Third time is a charm. Close some of these windows up. Close some of these windows up. Still has my broadcast thing up. Let me try it a fourth time. It's spooling like it wants to come on, but I don't see the live on Facebook yet. Share in your group, Creating Cultural Legacy.
I don't see.
I'm wondering if I should close this and do it again. Share to group live. Okay, I am going to, it says it's connected, but I don't see it live. So I'm going to close it out and then go back to live on Facebook. So we'll have a lot of beginning for this. Okay, it's flashing. Yes, yes, the broadcast is flashing. And day 1 begins. And I want to do it on my timeline. Share to group. Make sure I have the right group. Creating Cultural Legacy. Here we go. And go live again. It says preparing. We are officially live. I'm not the best singer, but I'll give it a shot. It says we are officially streaming live through Facebook. Ooh, a little technical glitch, but we get there nevertheless. Welcome to day 1 of Creating Cultural Legacy. I'm so glad you're here today because I have a lot to share with you. And before we get started, I am going to mute myself on Facebook because I get the echo. If you've ever tried this before when you do live streaming, I don't know if you guys can hear that. There we go. All right. So I hear the echo, but nevertheless, I am here and I am so glad. Let me turn my volume down. Here we go again. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Can you hear that? Here we go. Okay. If I pause it on Facebook, it's still okay, right? You can still hear me? I should have made you the co-host. That's okay. I'm going to admit the person that just came in. That's one thing I failed to do. But welcome. This is Challenge 13, and I am here to share with you information on creating cultural legacy. And actually, it's a 3-step process that I went through myself that I think it would be I think it would be foolish. I think it would be unloving of me not to share this with you. You know, if there's someone that needs something and you have it, I think there's an ancient book of Proverbs or wisdom that says if you don't share it, then it's basically you're not loving the person, right? So I love sharing. So that must mean I love you. And I'm grateful to be able to do this for the 13th time. So the 13th time, I want to share this with you. And before I go into what this is all about, I want to bring up my good friend, Miss Nadia Dijan Koversan.
Sebastian, yes,
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you.
Yes, guys, welcome, welcome. And I'm just very thrilled to announce that I cannot believe 13 challenges in the row on the same topic, create cultural legacy for children. This one, I like this one, children's, because I know how everyone is thinking about what kind of assets I do have and why do I have to leave legacy. And I would like to tell you guys that who, if not only kathycross.imagineRE can teach you, help you, advise you, and show the path that she went through. And also she can just help to avoid all of these wrong decisions, all of these wrong paths that you would like to tell, and maybe you do not know what to do. But guess what? She is in this world already for 8 years as a real estate, and she knew how to do everything by listening and learning from her father, who left legacy for her, and now she would like to teach you how you can do it. And guess what? Lean close to this computer, to this challenge, take the notes, take the paper and pen, and write down everything what she's going to share, because she has knowledge up to the roof. I don't know. Every time I'm learning something new, and I'm helping her to do this challenge as well. So put your hands together and let's welcome on our stage, creating legacy, creating cultural legacy challenge. I'm already mixed up all of this, but you know that this is a challenge. Whoever can make a mistake, we can right away. Do not hesitate that you made a mistake. And I mean as well, I'm not hesitating. I just know that this is live stream and we're learning from each other. So please welcome kathycross.imagineRE to our stage, and let's see what she prepared for 3 days in a row, for you to know that you have opportunity to come to find some nuggets. And also don't forget that she is doing them VIP, and also she has the book that is going side by side with her challenge. Don't forget to grab it, and it is cost $7. Yes, Kathy? And
Yes.
You will have the link on the comments for you to get it, because without implementation, it is just this action is not going to happen. But when you have the book and you are attending the challenge, you will have more information and you will take the steps. We are working with action takers. So I'd like to know who is the action taker here. So raise your hand. Who is there and who is watching reply, and who is there on the Facebook group? Please take action and let's welcome together kathycross.imagineRE on the stage. Here you are, Katie. Welcome and congratulations. This is number 13. Wow, wow, wow. Kudos to you.
13.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Number 13. I just did a share screen and accidentally shared the wrong thing. So I'm going to do a quick stop sharing. so I could see your faces. So I want to start out by thanking you for being here. That is the first step. You know, as Miss Nadia said, there are many starters, but there are not a lot of finishers. And I started this process over 28 years ago. Actually, it was even before then. I started this process at the age of 5. Believe it or not, I started this at the age of 5. So I have a quick share with you. But before I do that, I want to give you a 30,000 foot view of what this is about. What is a challenge? For those of you who may or may not have experienced a challenge before with me, a challenge is a time-bound event. For 3 days, I'll be delivering you material for 1 hour each, and that will be some training that I hope you take and implement. Each day, I will give you homework. That homework, you take it home, and it's exactly what it says, do homework. But you can show me your gratitude by not only doing your homework, but actually going to the Facebook group and posting your biggest takeaway or your biggest revelation, what you learned in this challenge. So that's your job, that's your mission. My mission is to deliver content, valuable content that not only moves you, not only encourages you, not only inspires you, but activates you to take action that you need to take in order to actually create a cultural legacy. So let's get started. Let's see if I can get my shared screen going right, because I want to share with you a PowerPoint on what we are going to go on. As Miss Nadia mentioned, I have a playbook. The playbook is what I'm using to actually go through this challenge. And the playbook is about a 30-page document in which I go over the contents of the challenge. I have questions that you can ask yourself and answer for yourself and actually create your own cultural legacy. So day 1, we are talking about creating. That's what this day is about. We are creating, owning real estate, right? You can own many other assets, and I'm not opposed to owning other assets. However, I have my expertise, my field of favor is in real estate. That is what I love to do. I love helping people. I love sharing information. And whether you're in real estate or not, whether you own property or not, you are in the right place. This is where it begins. Let's see my sharing screen options, share screen options. Here we go. Because I want to make sure I share the right information. I don't think you want to see everything on my screen. So let's see, shared screen. I think I'm doing the right one now. And Miss Nadia, you can correct me if I am not. Let's see, start. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Challenges ahead. I love this because it shows someone taking action, right? That's what we are about to do. So there's an old movie, actually it's a cartoon that had a robot in it. And many of you might be familiar with it. I'm almost 60 now. And there was a robot on it. And the robot would always say, "Danger, Will Robinson, danger, Will Robinson." And I can't remember the name of that particular one. If you know it, tell me in the chat. But that's what this reminds me of, danger. Challenges sometimes are warning signs, just like this is a warning sign. And the warning sign is there because there's a problem ahead. But here's the good news. There's a solution ahead too. Just because there's a problem, that doesn't mean that's the end. This is not a stop sign. This is a yellow sign, caution, proceed with caution. So as you proceed on this challenge, proceed with caution. Think about how this is impacting you. New awarenesses, new revelations, new ideas that might inspire you to do things yourself, to create your own cultural legacy, right? So you are creating how you are going to own your first or next piece of real estate. How many of you are owners out there? You can just kind of put in the chat or just put a little tab there. If you own real estate, then you are in the right place. If you do not own real estate, you are in the right place. That's because you can start from today. There's a foundation that's laid. I happen to have a story where my foundation was laid long before I even thought about real estate. The foundation was laid by my father as well as my mother, but my father, I think, is the primary inspiration. So let's go. I don't see my little mouse, so I'm going to see if I click. Yep, it works. Okay, this is the playbook. This is the playbook. In this book, I will be going over every component of this challenge and also share some ideas on how you can develop your own legacy, right? Creating cultural legacy. That means you are doing it yourself, but you're not really doing it by yourself. Because I believe we have a creator, right? Many of us are believers, some of us are not. However, I think we can all agree that we didn't make ourselves, right? We didn't make ourselves, and someone or something, right, made us. And I believe also that there's an ancient book of wisdom that says we produce after our own kind. What does that mean? That means if you have an apple tree, you will not grow grapefruit. If you have a lemon tree, you will not grow watermelons. I don't even think watermelons grow on trees. Watermelons grow on the ground, right? So think about investing. Lost in Space. Oh, that was it. Thank you, Angel. Lost in Space. That was the name of the movie that said Danger, Will Robinson. Thank you. So thank you for that. So I'll know next time when I insert it in a book that to put that in there. So thank you for that. So this book I created for you in mind. Those of you who may have had a journey concerning real estate that was positive and you just wanted more, or those of you who have not even ventured into the ownership spectrum in creating, owning real estate. So it's for both parties because we can go higher and higher once we know more. But we are starting at the foundational basis. And with this playbook, it is a $7 donation contribution. And with the proceeds of this playbook, I'm giving a donation to St. Jude's. Each time I do a challenge, I'm having a playbook or a workbook, and I will give donations to my charity of choice. That happens to be my charity of choice this month. I'll have a different one next month. Each month, I am running challenges, and this is my 13th one. And I'm doing that because I want to encourage, inspire, and activate your creative mind. Because we all have creative minds, whether we use them or not, we all have creative mind. So this playbook will help you understand that journey and help you avoid some ditches. How many of you know there are ditches when it comes to business in general? You saw that caution sign, you don't want to hit a stop sign, and you don't want to be going in the wrong direction. So the challenge is to help you navigate your way through the problem to the solution. There's the problem and then there's the solution. So this playbook will help not only you, but it'll help others. And so it's a win-win. Great. Next, let's see if I'll just have to use there we go. Ooh, what are you creating? I love this. What are you creating? Each of us has an ability to create. I believe, as I said, that we have a Father who created us, and he breathed life into us, and he gave us the ability to also create. There's a lot of brilliant minds out there. There's a movie about brilliant minds. And I want you to start thinking about what you are creating. I believe children are the greatest at this. I have 2 grandsons, and they think about what they want to be when they grow up. They think about what they want to make and what they want to build. They will draw something on paper, they'll throw things on the floor and create these devices that are magnificent. But as we age and maybe get a little older, we forget about that childlike mindset. So I want to encourage you to develop that childlike mindset again and think about, okay, what is it that I want to create? What is it that I want to do? I'll tell you the story of where it started for me. I said it started when I was 5 years old, literally 5 years old, sitting in the back seat of my father's deuce and a quarter. Do you know what a deuce and a quarter is? Deuce and a quarter, for those of you who may not know, is it's a car that, I'm trying to think of the brand. I think it's a General Motors. I believe it's a General Motors car. Sitting in the back seat. He's driving. I'm watching. He looks in the rearview mirror because he sees I'm watching everything he does. He says, "What's on your mind? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm watching you." He said, why are you watching me so hard? I said, "Because I want to drive." Now I'm 5. He says, "What do you mean you want to drive?" He laughs. And I said, "I want to drive." He says, "But you don't know how to drive." I said, "Yes, I do." He says, "How do you know how to drive?" I said, "Because I've been watching you." He let me drive, pulled the car over to the side of the road. I began to practice what I had been watching, right? As Nadia said, challenges are forgiving. We might make mistakes, but unless you get in the car and start driving, you can't go anywhere. I started driving. He let me park the car. He let me drive the car around the block and put it in the garage because we had an alley. But at 5 years old, I was able to take that action. And later he would take me on visits to property where he had acquired property. He had acquired investments. He bought his first house. And in the playbook, you'll get to see one picture that I took in front of the first house that he purchased. So that story about him showing me, I did not realize at that time what he was creating in me. He was creating a leader in me. He was creating someone who thinks outside the box, someone who doesn't just sit and watch, but volunteers, says, "Yes, I want to take some action." So I'm challenging you to take some action on those ideas of creating ownership of real estate. If you own it, then you're actually a steward. But that's for another time. Owning real estate is one of the major milestones in wealth. So some of the wealthiest people own real estate. So if you have a desire to be wealthy, then real estate could be your vehicle. Now, do you want to desire the wealth just for wealth's sake? I don't. I want to desire wealth not just for myself, but I want to be able to give, like I'm doing with the playbook, Give to St. Jude's. So think about what you are creating. I do believe when we think about creating, we might have some mindsets that are limiting us, mindsets that are holding us back, that are keeping us distracted, keeping us away from what we really want to do, right? These mindsets, oftentimes I call them, I just learned this word through another coaching thing that I'm in. It's called saboteurs. So, or another word, sabotage. There's part of mindsets that are either positive or negative. And some of those limiting beliefs could be, I can't, I won't, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, it's not for me, that's for other people. Those are what we call limiting beliefs. And then there are beliefs that take you to that next level. The belief that I can do this. And so what I'd like to do is maybe take a break because I have a video that I would like to show you that talks about, let's see how I can close this. Oh, I just stopped sharing. That's what I do. So I have a video that I'd love to share with you. And it is, I'll pull this up in the background. So there's a video, and I don't think there's any music, so hopefully there won't be an issue with the live stream. But how many of you watch old Kung Fu movies? Kung Fu movies? No? Okay, I think you will love this one. If I can somehow pull it up and share the right thing. Okay, share screen. And here, oh, that's not it. Looking for my movie and I don't see it. So let me find it another way. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, oh, here it is. Okay, so let me switch to that screen and pull up this movie. I think you will, it's not a movie, but pull this activity up because, oh, it's spooling. So I'm gonna, while it's spooling, I'm gonna set this up. In a lot of Kung Fu movies, there's a mentor. I believe they call him sensei, or I believe they call him different names, but they're the leader. And I do believe that in order for us to go further faster, we need a leader, we need a mentor, we need a coach, we need an encourager. So in this particular video, I want you to notice what the student is learning. What the student is learning. So let me go back to Zoom. Find you. Zoom, where are you? Okay, here we go. Zoom and share. Oh, I have someone in the chat asking something. Oh, used to. Okay, so here we go. Share screen. I'm so excited to share this. I hope it works. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Okay, open wide. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let me turn the volume up and play. It's loading. Come on, work for me. I want you guys to hear this. May have a commercial to start out and I'll just skip ahead, but here we go. Coming up. It's on YouTube as well. It's only like a minute and 34 seconds. So as soon as it comes up, I'll see if I can open the screen a little wider, but right now I don't want to touch it because it's still doing its dance. And as I was saying, I think it's so important to have someone that is a mentor or coach or trainer that you can.
Strike me with it. Again. What do you hear? Hear the birds. Oh. Do you hear the grasshopper, which is if you do hear these things, how is it?
Awesome. Okay. Stop sharing. That is why we are here, because there are things. Let me see if I can close that out. I want to make sure it doesn't start talking while I'm talking. Kung Fu, turn you off. No.
Katie, it was slow motion and we didn't hear the text as well.
Say that again.
It was slow motion, very slow was going, and the text wasn't clear what they were talking about.
Oh, okay. So what I'll do, I do have this posted in the Facebook group. So if you want to hear that with a little more clarity, I did put the YouTube link in there. The moral of the story is there's an old man and a young man, and the old man is teaching the young man how to actually see, even though he's blind, and how to hear, even though the young man has good hearing as well. So he's showing him that he can see, he can feel, he can move, he can take action just as swiftly or more swiftly than the young boy. So that's what that was about. But I want to just share that with you so that you can get to understand that creating is something you can do. But you also need to listen to learn how to do it from someone who's maybe done it before you have. So I want to get back to our playbook and actually back to my slides. And then I want to spend a little time talking about how you're going to do it, right? So I want to give an overview of this creating ownership, creating how you can own real estate, whether you own it or not. And then tomorrow we'll move into actually investing, how you can build upon what it is you have, right? But I want to kind of break down what I mean by culture. Some of you come from different places. I know Miss Nadia comes from Ukraine, and there's people she's in Canada. There's people all over the world. I'm not exactly sure where some of our other guests are from, but if you could put it in a chat or on Facebook, put where you're from, I'd like to know. But it doesn't really matter where you're from. It just matters where you're going, right? It's great that we come from all these different places, and it's also inspiring. Oh, Pennsylvania, awesome. So we have people from all over the world. I'm here in Washington State. So we're from all different places, and real estate might mean something different in those different places, and culture might mean something different in different places. When I say culture, I think not only of race and ethnicity, I think of stories, I think of rich food, I think of all sorts of things when I think of culture. But for the purposes of this creating cultural legacy, I want to challenge you to go back to your roots, go back to the stories of your father or your mother. And if you didn't have such a great upbringing, maybe your grandparents or maybe your aunts or uncles. And if they're still living, there's an opportunity for you to get that information on those stories about how they acquired their first piece of real estate, how they took advantage of the situation, or maybe they were pushed out of the ownership opportunity. There's a story I also posted in the Facebook group. If you take a look at it, it's called Black Wall Street. A lot of people have never heard of that. They're like, what's Black Wall Street? Well, Black Wall Street is a story about a thriving African-American community, and I believe it was in Oklahoma. And in that city, there were dentists and doctors and all sorts of professionals. And there was one little whisper from someone that didn't like what they saw, which basically racism. So this came to pass, and it ended up burning down the whole section. There were, I believe, 9 blocks of businesses and residences. There were 300 people that either lost their lives or were injured. And all of those businesses were literally burned to the ground. And that happened in our lifetime. I believe this was in the early 1900s. And so I believe knowing your history about your culture, or about your place of origin, or about your people helps you to understand how you can take what has happened in history and pledge for it never to happen again. I mean, I don't want that ever to happen to anyone. I mean, there's other groups of people and ethnicities that things have happened to, but understanding that origin, I think, helps you to create your own cultural legacy. In my particular case, my father would tell stories. My grandparents would tell stories. My father would, and my mother would take us south every year. We would take this trip to Mississippi every year. And within that trip, he would tell us stories on the way there. It was a 13-hour drive. He would tell us stories, and we would take stops along the way. And sometimes when we made those stops, he would tell us that we couldn't get out of the car. I mean, so there's different things that at a child, I didn't really realize what the impact of that was. And when he would tell me, hey, I need you to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm going over to collect rent, I didn't want to do that. I thought that was a waste of my time. But I did it out of respect for him, and I would go. And I did not know at that time that I was learning how to take care of real estate, how to manage it. I'm a property manager now. So I learned those skills from him. So when I actually got my license and started to practice it, I thought, wow, I already knew how to do this. I have already, the seeds were planted. Remember I said seeds create after their own kind. So he was planting the seed of management. He was planting the seed of leadership. And here I am. I'm in management. I'm in leadership. So what seeds have been planted in you? Each of us has seeds that are planted in us. Now, there's an old story about seeds. You can plant seeds and they can go on rocky soil and they won't really spring up anything. And there's seeds that can grow amongst thorns and they get all choked out. But there's seeds that can be planted in good soil. So ask yourself, where am I planting my seeds? Am I planting my seeds where they can grow? Am I planting my seeds where they're getting choked out and I'm getting stressed out? Where am I planting my seeds? So think about that for yourself. Write that down. Where am I planting my seeds? Where am I planting my seeds? I hope you're planting your seeds in good soil. Let me tell you this. Do you believe you're good soil? Because seeds can be planted externally and seeds can be planted internally. So where are you planting those seeds? I hope you're planting them in good soil because I believe you are good soil. I believe you are good soil. Okay, we'll go back to the slides because I went off on my little tangent. Are there any questions so far on where we are, what we've been talking about? So I'll go back to the mind and mindsets. So think about what you believe about yourself in terms of your abilities. You have skills, you have abilities, you have talents, right? We all have them. And there's some that are some things that people have told you, you are so good at blank. You are so good at blank. Whatever it is, write that down. Those things, those skills that other people have told you you're good at. Because you want to use those. And then the things that you say about yourself really have the most powerful impact. So if you're saying negative things about yourself, that's the outcome that you are creating for yourself with those mindsets. But if you're creating those mindsets of positivity, that I can do it, that I have the ability, that I can create my own cultural legacy, I can purchase real estate, I can do this, then that's half the battle. Belief. So if you believe you can do it, then I believe you can as well. Let's see if I can switch to my next slide. Here we go. Okay, we just did that, so we're done with the with the conflict. That's I don't know if you could see that, but that's the young man. This movie actually came out twice. It came out probably 40 40, 50 years ago. And then it came out again 20 years later with an older gentleman doing the same sort of thing. Okay, let me get out of this. Now I want to take a pause. Stop sharing screen. That's what I need to do. Okay, did I stop? Okay, there we go. I want to make sure I stop sharing screen. Okay, if there's no questions, then I want to go into the playbook a little bit. For those of you who would like to see a sneak peek, I'll pull up the playbook and kind of share a little bit of that with some photos. I think you might like to see those so I can kind of tell you my path of ownership. Okay, so before I show you the screen though, I'll just sit back and tell you my path of ownership. It started after I got out of the military, and actually was a month before I exited the military. I purchased a home while I was in the military, and then I got out of the military the very next month. So I closed on my home in July. I was out of the military August 1st. That was really fast. So after I did that, it was just me and my daughter at the time. I had recently divorced. I did not think about what I had learned in the past. And that's interesting how we can forget the past as we are in the present. But I want to encourage you to remember the past, because it came up again for me. All of those skill sets that I had learned from my father, all of the observation, the mentorship that I received from him, I learned that that is a vehicle to grow, right? It's a vehicle to grow by observing, by learning, but mostly by taking action, So I took action. I bought that first home and I was excited. I took a picture out in front of it with my daughter at the time. I was so excited. And then I needed to take care of it. I had no clue because I had never owned a home before. I saw, my father doing things. So I invited my father to come to the house. He put up the blinds and all those sort of things. He was so happy for me that I had purchased my first home. Now, that first home was my first home, but his first home, actually, I took a picture and I wanted to show you that, but we took a picture out in front of his first home, and he was in his mid-20s when he purchased his first home. And when I reflect back, I was in my early 30s when I purchased my first home. So I was a little later than he was, but I realized that it was the right time for me. And the question is, what is the right time for you to either own your first or next piece of real estate, right? And we'll talk more about the next piece of real estate, but that first piece is so precious because you feel a sense of accomplishment, a sense of relief that you've done it, right? You've accomplished what you've set out to do. And then that next step would be taking care of it. How do you manage it? And so that piece I learned again from him. He would show me how to check the furnace. He would show me how, just like he showed me with the car, he showed me how to change the oil. He showed me how to change a tire. And this was at a young age. And when I talk to other people that have parents, they don't have those same experiences. So I'm not saying that to say, look at me. I'm saying whatever it is you learn, whether it's positive or negative, use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. I've heard of people that have had negative upcomings, and they are able to overcome those negative upcomings by creating a new plan. So today is the foundation for you to create your own plan, right? Your own set of stories, your own, whether it's just the real estate, which is tangible, or whether it's those intangible stories, thoughts, ideas, whatever it is, take that, because that's precious. That's probably more valuable. I believe what my father shared with me is more valuable than the actual tangible asset, because his first house, he ended up leaving to me to become my investment property. So, and that we'll talk more about how you take the steps up. But I wanted to share with you just that piece. So let's go back to the playbook, and I'm just going to flip through a little bit of that. And then I'm going to come back and see if there's any questions and offer the playbook to you again. It's only $7. Contributions go to St. Jude. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about how to get your first investment, if you want some skills and some strategies, then I want to invite you to the VIP, because in the VIP session, we'll talk more about, okay, how can I buy my first piece of real estate? How can I maximize what I have in my hands, whether it's good credit, whether it's income, whether it's whatever it is. I see people trying to get onto the Zoom. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe I'm missing them. Maybe I missed them because I had my page on. So in the Zoom, in the VIP session, which that VIP session is available for those of you who are interested, and I'll post the link to pay for that VIP session. It's $47. And with that, you also get the playbook, and you also get some bonuses on other sessions on, what is it called? You get a bonus session that I did with an attorney, an estate planner. So you get that bonus all for $47. So let's go back to the playbook, because I love sharing a little bit of, let's see, share screen, playbook. Here we go. Playbook, we'll see if you can see it. Okay, can you see? It probably takes a minute to come up.
Yes.
Can you? Okay, great. Okay, so you see my screen. That's the playbook. Remember, we started with the challenges, and then let's see if it'll let me advance. I think things are running slow because.
Welcome, creating cultural legacy.
Oh my
I am
gosh.
so glad you're
Oh, I didn't realize I had a recording on that. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, we'll skip that. I didn't realize I embedded a movie on the book. So I'm surprising myself. Okay, so next page. Oh, that's the challenge. Where's my playbook? Playbook, where are you? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing because somehow I pulled up the wrong file. So I'll just post something else in the group for that. But I wanted to share with you the photo of us standing out in front of, actually there's two photos, one inside my father's first house and one outside his first house with us as adults. And so owning real estate is something that I want to share with you because I believe that is the vehicle that is necessary to create wealth. It's one of the number one ways that wealthy people continue to be wealthy. You get tax benefits from owning real estate. You get income from owning real estate. You get convenience from owning real estate. There's so many benefits from owning real estate. And so I want to encourage you to, if you don't already own real estate, to own real estate. And then tomorrow we'll talk about how to build upon that. But getting in your head that this is something that I used to think having wealth or having money was not good, because I used to think rich people were evil and, selfish and all that. But if you don't have it, how can you help someone? If you don't have wealth, how can you help other people? If I don't receive the $7, I won't be able to give your $7 contribution to St. Jude's. I mean, that is the whole law of reciprocity. You receive it, you grow it, and you can give it away. You get to give it away. And so throughout this challenge, I'm going to remove this pen. I didn't realize I still had you on there, Nadia. Sorry. I had you pinned. Sorry. Throughout this challenge, we'll go through the notion of owning, investing, and leaving it, because it's great to have it. It's great to build it, but we can't take it with us. We cannot take it with us. And many of us know people that have passed away that are no longer with us, and they may have amassed a lot. I mean, I could think of stars. People are passing away every day. So our mortality is very, I mean, this life is short, literally, it's short. And so I want to share as much as I can in the time that I have, because I don't want to leave here without giving as much as I can and what I know and what I have, so that I can leave an inheritance for my children's children. I want to leave an inheritance for my grandchildren. I want to leave an inheritance for their children. I want things to be more positive for them than the world is right now. I could not imagine growing up as a child in the world as we see it now. So you and I have an opportunity. We have a challenge before us. We can amass this wealth for ourselves and, hoard it, hog it up, or we can amass wealth for the generations to come and help others, right? Help others. Whatever your causes are, your charities are, this is how you get to give. You get to give by being able to create. And I want to encourage you to create, whether it's on paper, because real estate, here's the ticket, real estate, even though I've talked about real estate in a sense of houses, real estate can also be in the form of notes. There's notes that you can purchase in real estate. Let's say you're not in a position to buy a house. There are other forms of purchasing real estate that you can pass on to the next generation or generations to come. So be encouraged. And now I want to step back a minute and go over the landscape of the land and share some opportunities to step up to win some prizes. So each day at the end of the challenge, I'm going to post a homework sheet. Now, if you have the workbook, you'll already have the homework sheet for day 1, 2, and 3. But if you don't purchase the workbook, you'll have just the worksheet homework pages posted in the Facebook group. Please do your homework. Write out your thoughts about owning, culture, all the things that we talked about today, because that is your foundation. Each and every one of us starts from a different point. I kind of feel I started in a point of acceleration. I started at a point where I had someone encouraging me, pushing me, moving me forward. And I want to be that for you. I want to encourage you to move forward, to take action, right? To take action. But I can't do it for you. This is something you do for yourself, right? And so I want to encourage you to do that. So I'll post the homework sheet in the Facebook group. Now, I also want you to go live. Go live inside the Facebook group. I know many of you don't like to show your faces on screen. Many of you don't like to be maybe on this social media platform, but I want to encourage you. This is a private Facebook group. So what that means is only the people that are invited in this group will see what's there. If you come into the Zoom, if you want to turn your camera off, that's fine. But you learn by sharing, right? The kids always say sharing is caring. So show me you care by sharing. Just share your biggest takeaway. Share what you're looking to get out of this challenge as it pertains to owning, as it pertains to investing, as it pertains to creating that legacy that you can leave for your children's children. I want you to get as much as you can out of this. If there's something in particular that you're looking for, put it in a chat, message me. I am willing, ready, and able to share. I have a lot of knowledge. I'm not going to spill all my knowledge all over you, but I'll let out enough for you to be able to receive what it is I have to share. So that's your part. Do your homework, go live. 2 things, do your homework, go live. So what do I get if I do my homework and go live? Well, you get, I'll Nadia's going to have to show me how to do this. I'm going to do a little wheel spin for the people that have been present in the group. I'm not going to put all 130 of you because everyone may or may not show up to the group. So if you show up, if you post, then your name gets entered into a drawing. And in that drawing, I have several prizes, which includes a Yeti mic, a Amazon gift card, and a ring light. So I have 3 prizes, but I think I'll add another one in there because I have a VIP session, and I'll put a VIP session in there as well. And so I will spin that wheel tomorrow if I can figure out how to do it. I'll spin that wheel tomorrow, but it's only going to be for the people that either watched the replay, they showed up at the Zoom, or they did their homework. So one of those 3 things, right? How about I add one more? If you purchase the playbook, right? If you purchase the playbook, your name will also be added in. So there's 4 opportunities to be in the drawing. And I think I might even be generous enough to add your name each time you do one of those things, right? So you have multiple opportunities to win prizes. So the value of purchasing a $7 book, playbook, could get you over $100 of value. Is that incentive enough? I hope so. I hope so. I hope that's incentive enough. And I might need Nadia's help to help me remember all my things, all my things. So 4 opportunities to go into the drawing, but show up, take action, because life is definitely short. I just heard of someone that I know that's in the space that passed away Saturday. And people are younger than me. So I'm starting to feel, frailty of life because I'm seeing people that appear to be in great health that are no longer here. So I don't want to leave without sharing what I know, my knowledge, my skills, my training with you. So you do your part, you do the homework, and I'll do my part by delivering content. Please consider carefully, as the sign says, challenges ahead. There are challenges ahead, and only you can negotiate those obstacles. You saw the man carrying his briefcase and he was jumping over the hurdles. Only you can jump over the hurdle. I can't lift you up and take you over the hurdle. I wish I could, but that, I'm told, is enabling, and I don't want to enable anybody. You can do this yourself. I used to run hurdles in high school, and I tell you what, it's not an easy thing to run a hurdle because I would smack my knee into that thing every time, knock it down, and end up with a big swollen knee. But I had to keep doing it again until I got to where I could actually clear the hurdle without hitting it. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you clear that hurdle without hitting it. When we go into the VIP session, we'll actually talk about exactly how, right? Lay out a plan for you, specifically you, on how you can own and create that cultural legacy for yourself, right? That's for you. And I got about 2 minutes left, so I want to check and see if there's any questions. I did start maybe a minute or 2 late because of technical glitches, streaming live onto Facebook, but I'm here. I'm so grateful to be able to share this content with you, and even excited about what you're going to discover about yourself, because you will discover things about yourself that you probably never even thought possible. Have that childlike mindset and start thinking about what you are going to create. It doesn't have to be just the tangible real estate. It could be paper assets. It could be paper notes that are tied to real estate. There are a myriad of ways, right? But you have to decide. You have to believe that it's possible for you. So you can leave an inheritance, right? Leave a legacy, right? We all want to be remembered for something. I don't want to pass away and, think that nobody's going to miss me when I'm gone. I want you to miss me. So I'm going to leave my imprint. So I want you to leave your imprint. What imprint are you going to leave, right? For someone else, because we can't take it with us. We cannot take it with us. So be encouraged. I'll just do another check-in. Miss Nadia.
Wow. Katie, you fired everyone up. This is so knowledgeable. And as I said, guys, lean in and listen to Katie. Only she can share. I never heard any one of other real estate that they are sharing this kind of information that you can leave the legacy, and she will show you the path to get there, because she did a lots of workshops. She invited a lots of experts there, an attorney, and I already cannot count how many people they were there. So you are missing out, and just because you're here today and you would like to leave the legacy to your children's children, so this is time to take action. Without mentor, coach, it is very hard to do by yourself. Believe me, I done it. And it's much better when somebody who already done and know and will advise you. So please do your homework, go live, tell us what you are looking for to learn in 2 more days, and get the book. Book is very helpful to go step by step with this book. So this is your chance. I'm leaving you with this, and thank you, Katie, for showing up and sharing your knowledge and expertise in this area. And guys, this is your time. Take action now. Only you can do it. And so we are here to support. Thank you so much. And guys, I would like to see you tomorrow, and let's bring friends and share with others. We have here all of this challenge. We'll stay here for a couple of days, and then Katie is taking down all of these videos, and you will miss out your opportunity. So stay tuned. Have a good evening. Thank you, and take care.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.